All right, guys. Today has the potential to be a very big day. We obviously know that the CPI report is coming at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern, and this is probably going to have an impact on prices in the crypto market. We're going to talk about that, what the expectations are heading into this report, and there are a few announcements that came over the last 24 hours that may be very good for the Cardano ecosystem, as well as some shocking news coming from large ADA holders. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we did in fact close yesterday with a very nice daily candle, actually up 9.25%. And this is obviously after we saw some of the sell-off, some people taking profit. This isn't surprising. We saw a lot of people, a lot of speculators step in and start accumulating ADA, taking short-term profit. Not a surprising thing at all. And really one of the main reasons that we dropped in terms of ADA was BTC. BTC had an ugly daily candle yesterday. It drug a lot of the market down, but yet ADA again was able to kind of separate itself and do well despite that. And now we've obviously started this day up about 2.25%. And this is where we again could see momentum carry if we do in fact get good news. Now, what I want to say is that we need to either meet or beat expectations. I think that's a big thing that the market is looking for here. Obviously, with a lot of the uncertainty now surrounding quantitative easing and the news yesterday that the Fed, again, isn't in a hurry. They don't really see QE really anytime soon. They need rates to be zero. And so it's just like, we're just still in this same old boring grind, right? And again, I've said many times, I don't think we need QE for the market to take off, but it is something that could inject a lot of liquidity into the crypto market in general. So what we're watching for today is expectations are expected to be 2.9%. All right, 2.9% over the last 12 months. This is expected to match the prior report. And what we're hoping to see, or what they're expecting to see, is that consumer prices are expected to have risen 0.3% in January versus 0.4% in December. So slowly but surely working its way down. December was one of the hotter reports that we've had in a while. And I will say that yet, despite that, the crypto market still rallied, which is a good sign. Now, what we're expected to see on a core basis is we're expected to have climbed to only 3.1% over the last year, which is the lowest level since April of 2021. We want to see that core inflation continuing to drop and drop and drop. And this marks a decline of 3.2%, which was seen in December. So these are the things that we're going to be watching for very closely today, and they will likely have a direct impact in the charts. Now, I will say my only concern today is, we're starting to see a little bit of green. We've still been heavily oversold across the crypto market. It's possible that around the time of the report, we could see kind of a sell the news event. It all depends on, what sentiment is, how many people are trying to play games. We know that open interest has in fact been on the rise over the last few days. So definitely something to monitor closely. But I think that this CPI report is in fact going to impact prices one way or the other. Hopefully we just crush expectations, inflation just craters, and then boom, we see a nice little surge to the upside. We want to see again ADA break this 20-day moving average, and especially this 100-day. That would be a very, very big deal. Now, that being said, a couple of things that have come up over the last 24 hours. So we're obviously continuing to speculate about this meeting that is now coming on March 1st. And there was actually a question by Noah's Nodes yesterday, and it said, is it possible the person you're meeting with worked at McDonald's last year? And Charles Hoskinson gave him a winky face. So this again all but confirms that this meeting that is coming on March 1st is going to be with Donald Trump, but understand that this is probably going to be an even bigger meeting than that, more members of his cabinet. And what I want people to remember with this too is if this is who he is meeting with, this doesn't mean an immediate change for the Cardano blockchain. This starts that conversation, that period of essentially research, because right now they're basically looking through all these different blockchains, specifically US blockchains, to see which ones can run vital pieces of US infrastructure. All right, that's where the big goal is here, is getting the US government on chain. Okay. And why this is in fact so important, and why I'm mentioning this, is I think people need to temper their expectations surrounding this meeting, because there's going to be a lot of research that goes into this. And this, even if it is accepted, it's going to take a long time to roll out. Just understand that. But this is a big deal nonetheless. This is where, again, Cardano has its foot in the door, and we could see some very big things come from this. Now, that being said, there have been some other big announcements coming out as well. For example, Charles Hoskinson alluded to this in a stream that Microsoft is actually exploring a potential collaboration with Cardano, signaling a major development for the ecosystem. And if you guys haven't noticed, we've had a lot more of these larger multi-billion-dollar enterprises really checking out the Cardano blockchain. Now, what I mean by that is Starlink, Microsoft, Huawei, Vodafone. And although some of these we haven't heard about in a while, that's a normal thing. Okay. A lot of the R&D that these companies are doing with blockchains, you're not going to hear about it. We're going to get the, oh yeah, they're checking it out. Oh, they're testing this out. And then it's going to be a lot of quiet for a very long period of time. And then you're going to get an announcement one day. And this is why I've always said you don't wait for the announcement, because if you're waiting for that, you're going to be late to the game. By the time, let's say Microsoft is checking out Cardano, by the time there is a major announcement, yep, Microsoft is utilizing the Cardano blockchain, bringing whatever online there, it could be months, it could be years down the road. Okay. But what we're seeing now is, again, Cardano has a major scope on it. There are large entities that are paying attention to the Cardano ecosystem. Institutional money is paying attention to the Cardano ecosystem. Guys, Cardano is not dying and fading away. In fact, it's gaining a lot of traction right now. And that is obviously a very, very big deal. Okay. Now, there are entities that are realizing this. Although we've had some reports of whales dumping their positions and moving on, right? We saw that obviously as we reached the December highs and started to correct. There were, in fact, some whales taking profits, but you have to understand that when they're referencing that, that isn't overall whales. And in fact, what we've seen from the extremely large holders in terms of ADA, ones that have 1 million plus ADA, they have actually been adding in a big way all the way since back in November of 2023, all the way since the start of the bull market cycle. All right. And what they've actually added was 1.41 billion to the tune of 2.35% of the total supply in this 15-month stretch. And no, there's no retracement here. They are continuing to buy and buy and buy. And it's very disappointing that I use Into the Block a lot. There's tons of great data on there. And I was usually tracking these on-chain movements for whales. And unfortunately, come December 31st, essentially there was I don't know if there was a communication error or something, but I can no longer get that information when it comes to Cardano. But again, what we've continued to see is accumulation, long-term mindset, right? And I hope people are picking up on this. This conviction within the Cardano ecosystem has not only been strong, but it's actually been continuing to grow. And this is why, in terms of ADA, we're continuing to see these floors at higher prices. It's why we're seeing ADA pump even higher to the upside, right? So there's a lot of potential here within Cardano right now. I'm getting very excited about what things are looking like. And, it's possible that one of these days we just take off, not just in ADA, but in the crypto ecosystem in general. The CPI report could be a trigger. Later on this month, PCE report could be a trigger, right? We just have to we have to wait. We have to let it play out, but I'm excited and you guys should be as well. So appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.